Alright, taking another crack at this and seeing what we're doing. So, there have been quite a few changes. I'm going to have to slow this down because recording kills the frame rate. And I want these guys to have a decent frame rate when they're playing. So we're going to go down to 3. 3x. That doesn't seem to be doing all the work. It's done the work. So, I've made some significant changes. Not only to the environment, but to the brains and the physical bodies of these guys. For starters, I've removed the speciating mod whales and red whales. They were too much, and I put a hard limit on the amount of food of prey species in the environment. I have spawned in carrot sharks and blueberry sharks, which are just a blue version of a carrot shark, at 100 each. And I can get away with doing that because this blueberry shark is 5,700 seconds old, and it is not capable of carrying enough energy to produce a single egg. It's completely incapable of reproducing, which is perfect when you're trying to control populations. These guys, on the other hand, I have been struggling with figuring out how to get them to rely on plants in their diet, and I very well think I've figured out how to do that. Part of it comes from limit capping the prey species, and the other part comes from their brain itself. I had to reprogram a bit of their brain so that they would rotate towards plants again. It's one that I've shown before, and I can probably actually go into the Einstein editor to show off how that actually works. And another change that I've made to these guys is I have set their growth maturity exponent from 2 to 1, which means that they get much bigger, much faster. There were strong growth limitations on the previous version of these guys, and the reason I did that was I needed them to just be able to get bigger in order to lay bigger eggs. The current egg laying cost is 326 energy, and that is very far down from where I had it prior. I've experimented from between 288 to about 580 energy cost. And this is as low as I can get, and have the newborn babies be able to take advantage of plants, which was really my goal. I think I'm actually just a little bit under it, but for the most part they seem to be figuring it out. I also had to change their diet. Down here it was 0.34, now it's 0.3. I needed plants to give them more energy, and that's the way to do it. I still want to keep a strong pull towards a carnivore diet, but if they're gonna use plants, they have to get something from them. So current egg laying cost 326. This one's been laying eggs and having a good time. Since there's a lot less food in the environment, I also put in the pheromone sensing and navigation network. Basically, if these guys see a bunch of meat, they're going to spray out blue pheromone, and if they don't have something else to look for and there's a bunch of blue pheromone, they'll turn towards it. It'll make better use of big piles of meat. It wasn't strong enough for him to come all the way back around, but it definitely caused a loop. What else did I do on here? I did modify want to lay a little bit, but I struggle with not having enough babies, so I don't want to impinge upon the ability to lay eggs too hard. I also added a lot of plant-based behavior. So I gave these guys the pogo stick, and whatever that is when they have a full stomach and they grab onto a plant, and they slowed down, right? The trigger is the speed that they're going and a full stomach. What it does is it causes them to do a spit reaction, which propels them off of plants oftentimes. One of the big struggles with the plants is they don't feed very well, and these guys the progs couldn't get back off of them. The pogo stick fixes that. It fixes it very well. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm gonna have to find one of these guys that is on a plant though. There's this guy. He'll be alright. He actually might not be alright. He's kind of big. The bigger they get, the better use they can get out of plants. But he has to stay on a plant for a while before he'll kind of heal up and recharge. I suspect it's going to let go. Which, it's the best thing it can do is ultimately let go. And possibly go find a source of meat somewhere else, such as down here. So it sees the meat immediately, pogo sticks off, and it's going to fight this whale. It's going to kill that whale. And it's going to try to consume as much meat as it can get. That was actually pretty great. This thing just fought a whale. I'm going to try turning up the speed of the simulator. I just really want to keep it to 60 frames a second. It's nice having 60 frames a second. But yeah, he's back at it. He's laying eggs. He's doing a great job. They eat each other a lot. I haven't put any brain energy into trying to figure out how to stop that. I'm hoping the sim takes care of it a little bit. But, you know, notice that there were 2 whales there. There are no longer 2 whales there. Barely even a single chunk left. Oh, no, this one just became a snack. Alright, I don't know what that one loopy-loop of death was. This one is grabbing a plant and pushing it kind of away from anything interesting. But we may get to see the pogo stick in action again. Ooh, drama. So, clearly interested. It turned a little sharply for a second there. I don't think it's going to chase that. It's not nearly as interested in pogo sticking for a Bibit as it is for a chunk of meat. But I don't want to watch this guy float forever through space, so I'm going to pick a different one. Oh, that one's doing interesting things. Sees meat, pogo sticks off. It's great. Oh, nah, it didn't fight it. I mean, it did fight it, just didn't win. No, they're doing pretty good. We're up to 31 population. I was struggling really hard to get this this sample to stick, but it seems to have done it. I've run out of things to say, and this video is 10 minutes long, so I'm gonna let it go from here.